So today I'm going to show you how to make a little frog. Let's create a new design, 1000 pixels by 1000 pixels, and click create. To start off, let's make a frog body with actually a rounded rectangle. Something like that. And let's choose a nice green for it. That looks pretty good. Slide the corner slider over. Okay, now let's make some eyes for the frog. Let's do an ellipse with holding down shift so it's a circle. Let's do actually a border of green, of this green, and kind of a thicker border, maybe 20 pixels, and let's change the fill to white. Yeah, that looks about right. And now let's create another ellipse for the center. And fill it with black. Oh, let's take this off. I mean, you can do it any way that you want. Okay, I was just going for a black eyeball. Now I'm going to group the whole eye by dragging a box around it with the pointer tool and then clicking on Group Items. Now I should be able to hold down Alt and drag off a copy of the whole eye and put it over on this side. Oops, I only got one. Let's try that again. Hold down Alt and get another copy over here. There we go. I might move those in a little bit. Yeah, okay. Now to do a leg, I'm going to do another rectangle. I'm going to do his front leg with some toes. So let's make it the same green. Click the fill button and click the eyedropper and come over here to grab this green. Slide the corner slider over. Okay, let's rotate this like this and then make some toes in a row. There's one. I want the fill to be a lighter color. Maybe even yellow. Let's go with this green. So there's one, and let's hold Alt and drag off a copy right next to it, and do that again. Okay, and now I want to, with the pointer tool, select those all and group them. And I think I need to change the color of this a little bit, make it somewhat lighter. Okay, and I'm not sure about this color either. I might change it again. Oh. Okay. Now I'm going to try to deselect them and just select the shape behind them. And I'm going to draw a rectangle right through the middle of the toes. And hold down Shift and select that object behind them. And try to subtract. Yep, that worked. So I got the shape that I was looking for. Now, selecting all of it, I'm going to group it together and go to Control C to copy and Control V to paste, Command C on a Mac. And then I'm going to flip the top one horizontally. So I have now 2 front legs. And I'm going to drag this one over here. And I'm going to drag this one over here. Okay. This might be over a little farther. Great. Let's try a back leg with a rounded rectangle. And a somewhat darker shade. Maybe not quite so thick. So I'm looking for a green. That would be right. Just what I want. And we need to adjust the corners. Okay, and I don't think it needs to be quite that long. I'm going to shorten it. And I'm going to rotate it and copy and paste it. Control C, Control V, and I'm going to flip it horizontally, flip the top copy. Now I have 2 top legs, and I'm going to push them to the back, but first of all I just need to get them over here where they belong. Okay. So here's the leg. I'm going to move it all the way to the bottom of the layers panel, and same for this one. Move it all the way to the bottom so it will go all the way to the back. All right. Okay. We just want a rectangle for his back leg. Now, let's make it another green. And around the corners. And a little bit shorter. Let's copy and paste. Control V, Control C, Control V, and then rotate one of these copies. Something like that. This might be a little bit wide. Okay, if I select them both by holding Shift, I can group them and make a copy. Control C, Control V, paste, and I will flip one of those copies. Now I have 2. Let's drag it here to the back. I'm going to move it in the layers panel to the back. So I might actually want to change the size on this. I'm going to hold down Shift and actually make it bigger, move it in. Yeah, that seems okay. Move this layer to the bottom, and we'll just try and adjust the size so it looks the same, and the position. Yeah, that's okay. And now for his belly and his smile, I want to create another ellipse in a light green. Then I'm going to hold down Alt and drag up a copy to here, select both circles and subtract them. And now this is a little complicated, but this is how I could figure out how to do this. I'm going to make another ellipse. And give it a black border of 20 pixels. Hit return. I don't actually want it to have a fill. I'm going to choose a white fill. And then I want to just keep a segment of it for his smile. So I try to subtract with the half of it with a rectangle. The way we usually do it, with selecting both shapes and going to the compound shape tool and choosing subtract. But then I get this little top section and I have to try and remove that as well. I'm going to do it with this other ellipse, and that seems to work with another ellipse. Okay, so select both of these, go to the compound shape tool and subtract. Now I've got the smile I was looking for. It might be a little bit big. I want it to be right here. Okay. Let's group these. Select them both and group. And oh, didn't do it. Maybe I hit the wrong button. Group. Okay. And we drag this down into place. And there he is, Mr. Frog. We can put a couple of spots on him too, if you want. Just make little tiny ellipses. I'm gonna go for yellow. Group them, select them all and group them. And let's see. Whoops. There. There you have it. So the last step is to select everything in the frog and group it. That way you can resize, you can copy and paste, and you have another frog. You can make a whole row of frogs if you wish. Okay, don't forget to save your work.